Hi everyone, welcome back to your Small Spaces movement classes. My name is Emily. Today we're going to be going through a Midday Yin practice. Of course, you can do it any time of the day, but any time of the day is good for Yin. But this one specifically will open posture, chest, shoulders, get some nice range of motion for our spine, especially for anyone that sits at a desk all day, any stagnant position. This is a great thing for that. I will invite you to have 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can find 2 soft pillows. They're just to use for a bit of support, not for like balance, so they don't need to be hard. Anything that you want to support yourself with is great. We're gonna start seated. I do like to grab that prop, whatever you have is fine. Just sit on it. You might be cross-legged, might have legs long. However you're comfortable sitting is great. Okay, ground down into your sitting bones, those bony landmarks in your glutes. Get out any little wiggles that you need to before you're ready to be still. Start to become aware of your breath. Maybe this is the first time you've stopped moving today. Maybe this is the first time you have moved today. All versions are welcome. Just keep taking a couple nice deep breaths for yourself. As you start to settle, begin with a short guided meditation. It's called our Layers of Sound. It's one of my favorites. It's pretty simple. All you'll do first is start to notice the sounds that are closest to you. It might be the sound of your breath, the real or imagined sound of your heart beating in your chest. And start to notice the sounds in that next layer closest to you, which will depend on where you are, of course. Some things that might look like the sound of my voice. Sound of any music you have on. Maybe it's my playlist I put in the title description. And peel away to notice that next layer. Could be the sound of cars passing by you. Faint sounds of other people or animals in your space. And then notice that last, furthest layer of sound away from you, maybe cars passing by on the street. And slowly start to zoom back in. Noticing that third layer, again, the sounds of other people or things in your space. Could be my voice, depending on where I am in relation to you. And coming back, another layer. To any music you have on, the sound of my voice. And then finally coming back to that last layer, that closest layer to you, your breath, maybe your heartbeat. Take a deep breath in, and a rich breath out. Guided meditation coupled with your breath has hopefully started to bring you to that rest and digestive state. Your parasympathetic nervous system, that is where we're looking to be when we practice our yin and most yoga. You ready? You can start to blink open your eyes if you close them. Maybe you roll out your head, neck, or shoulders. Okay. If you're sitting on something, remove it from your seat. We'll start to make our way into tabletop. You'll want your props nearby if you have them, maybe at the top of your mat. And find your way into child's pose, balasana, toes together, knees wide or knees narrow. For me, it depends on the day. And then reach your arms long in front of you. Rest your forehead or chest down onto the mat. We'll add on to this in a moment, but for now, get out any wiggles, your rock side to side of your hips or your forehead, especially if you've been looking at a screen all morning. Give you a nice brow release. And then start to come into that stillness. You're welcome to stay here. If you would like a little bit more opening of your back body, you'll slide those props, blocks or pillows towards you. Bring your elbows and triceps, top, back of your arms, onto those props. Thumbs to the nape of your neck. And then as you lower, it's drawing a little bit more attention again into the back body. Should hopefully feel nice if you've been stagnant all day or even moving all day. Slowly start to release your arms. If you had your props, set them off to your side. And then carefully press up to your tabletop. Shoulders come over your wrists. Hips are over your knees. And you can just hover and hang out for a breath. Shake out your hips or your head. And from here, you'll turn to face one of the long edges of your mat or of your space, wherever you are. I'm going to turn to the left so you can see me. Come into half butterfly. So your right leg will stay bent, your left leg will go long. It's kind of like, it is, your half butterfly. Your full is when your soles of your feet are together. So one leg is out to the side. There will be an option to add a prop in the moment, so maybe you have one or both of those nearby. But for now, just ground down into your tall seat. Take a couple nice deep breaths. There really is no prescribed breath in yin. As long as you're breathing, that's what really counts. We'll stay upright, even though there is a good inner thigh stretch we can work towards. We will get that in a little bit. So I invite you to stay lifted. Feel all of your energy, your breath sink down into your tail. And that is power in that stillness. There's power in the ability to be still. It's challenging. Especially, we've been moving all morning to do this midday. Takes a lot of mental focus. If you're happy, you can stay. I'll give you an option to add a side body stretch, so you can grab one or both of your props, set them on the inside of your left leg or whatever leg is straight for you. Bring that elbow onto your prop and hold your head. Some people like to add both elbows. To me, I'm feeling like I want to leave my opposite arm down, so that's for you to decide. The gaze can be out over the tip of your nose. Some people like it till up to the ceiling. Again, you find what works for your body so that you can be still and hold. We'll stay about 2 more breaths. If you came into your side stretch, just slowly press yourself up. Remove your props for a moment. Take one more breath in your half butterfly. And then we'll switch. For me, I'll now bend in my left leg. My right leg will go long to the side. And we started upright before we involved our props. So you can wiggle yourself around, and then as you're ready, find your tall seat. In the first few moments of our posture, notice where you can release tension. There's There's always a spot we can release a little bit more. In Yin, we are putting healthy stress onto our fascia and connective tissue. So it's not the same as our muscular stretching. It is a whole other ballgame. If you're happy, you can stay. If you added your side body stretch, we'll now do that, bringing your props to the inside of your straightened leg. Arm on that same side to your prop. Hold your head. Some people like to add the opposite arm behind the head to me. That's not going to feel good today, so I'm going to stay down. Sides can be pretty different. I'm feeling already that this side is much tighter. Remember to breathe and know that we're not perfectly symmetrical. So it's okay for there to be differences between our sides. Found your side body stretch. Start to press up off of your props. Set them off to your side again. We'll all meet up in our half butterfly, our tall seat one more time. As you're ready, we'll move into our dragon flipping. So you'll send your legs long. Take your side straddle. Now, sometimes the temptation for people is to do like the biggest side split they can do. That's not really conducive to holding it for very long. So I usually say take it to the point that you'd imagine you would, and then pull your legs in slightly. That way you're able to hold and you're able to forward fold comfortably. So once you're in your straddle, find your tall seat. And now on this set, you can bring yourself down, dropping your head. You have these lovely props if you chose to have them. You always bring hands, forearms. Some people stack them up in any kind of ways to support the forehead. It's completely your choice. In Yin, we're always aiming for a general shape, and then the variation between each body will look a little different. Anytime you can decide to remove your props, I'm going to at this point. It's up to you. Wherever you've been, we'll all slowly start to make our way up to the top. Any props you had, you can set to the side. Alrighty. And draw your legs together to touch. Maybe a little windshield wiper left and right would feel nice. And then we'll head into our second to last posture, which is our supported fish. This one is a really great one to have these props because they're going to support our head and our back. So if you have the props, I'll give you something else in a moment if you don't, but if you have one will go parallel with the back of your mat at the back of your mat or your space. Your second one will go perpendicular to that. There's, with blocks, options. For me, I like lowest and flattest. That feels best to me. You can always move them up higher if you want. Send your legs long, and you'll lower down. They may not be perfectly in the right spot, which is completely fine. We can adjust as we come down. That top block should be for the back of your head. And the middle block should be for your shoulder blades or scapula. And I really recommend the top block, again, right under your head, the middle block higher up on the upper back, not below your shoulder blades. Those could be pillows, anything you'd like. And your full fish without your props is something I'd really recommend for yin. So if you don't have any props today, you're welcome to find another posture on your back. Maybe a supported bridge, maybe lift your hips up. Maybe you just rest flat onto your back. Our supported fish opens up our chest and our heart and our shoulders. All points that I hear people complain about a lot from sitting at a desk, right? That desk neck. So here is a beautiful opportunity to release that. As we continue, you can keep your legs long, or option to bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out for your reclined butterfly of your legs. A little bit more stress onto the inner thighs and hips. If you're happy here, you're welcome to stay and find your Shavasana here in your supported fish. This is one you can hold even up to 7 or 8 minutes, 10 minutes. If you're ready to come out, just gently use your forearms, your elbows to press yourself up enough to remove your blocks or props. And then lower yourself all the way down onto your back for your final resting pose, Shavasana. You are always more than welcome to stay in your Shavasana as long as you need. Whenever you are ready to move on with your day, invite some movement to your fingers and toes. Maybe you lick your lips, or you sigh or yawn. And softly roll to your right or left side. Bend your knees in for your supported fetal position. Press up to your tall seat just for a moment. Take a moment to notice any shifts in the pace of your heart, the pace of your thoughts, the pace of the world around you. Hopefully everything has slowed, even just for a little while. Yoga is one of the most beautiful gifts that we could ever be given. Opportunity to ground, to breathe, and to restore. Gather your hands at your heart, thumbs to your third eye. Seal this class with a bow of gratitude for ourselves today, for showing up and making some time on our mat, especially in the middle of a busy day. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for sharing this little midday yin practice with me. Hope you have a wonderful rest of whatever your day has in store for you. I'll see you next time. Bye.